Okay, the next concept is catalysis. Catalysis means we have many catalytic reactions in our chemistry, either in the inorganic chemistry as well as in the organic chemistry. First, let us know about catalyst and catalysis. Catalyst means a substance which can alter the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any change in mass and chemical composition is called as catalyst, and this phenomenon is catalysis. Once again I will tell you, a substance which can alter the rate of chemical reaction without its undergoing any change in mass as well as chemical composition called catalyst, and this phenomenon is called as catalysis. For example, let us consider MnO2 as a catalyst. So this catalyst which can be used for the decomposition of potassium chlorate. Potassium chlorate means KClO3. So for the decomposition of this KClO3, we can use MnO2 as a catalyst. Look at the chemical reaction for your example. KClO3 which can decompose into KCl and oxygen. So for its decomposition, we are going to use MnO2 as a catalyst. And another example, for the manufacture of ammonia by Haber's process, we can able to use finely divided iron pieces as a catalyst. So as we know that ammonia means what? NH3. That NH3, for the manufacture of NH3, we can able to use iron as a catalyst and finely divided iron pieces as a adsorbents. As we know that we are going to use finely divided chemical substances as a catalyst here. After that, we have types of catalysts. There are two types of catalysts. The first one is a positive catalyst and a negative catalyst. Positive catalyst means a catalyst which increases or accelerates the rate of a reaction is called as positive catalysts, and this phenomenon is called as positive catalysis. So there are chemical substances are there, and those chemical substances which can increases the rate of reaction. That means what? We will get products soon. For example, FeCl3 which is used as a positive catalyst for the decomposition hydrogen peroxide. For the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide means H2O2, we can able to use FeCl3, iron chloride, iron trichloride as a catalyst. Here, this FeCl3 which is acts as a positive catalyst. Come to the next concept, that negative catalysts. Negative catalyst means what? A catalyst which can decreases the rate of a reaction is called as a negative catalyst, and this phenomenon is called negative catalysis. Instead of using FeCl3, if you are going to use glycerol or if you are going to use acetanilide, this increases the rate of decomposition of H2O2 or the rate of decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. That means what? We won't get a decomposition product of this hydrogen peroxide soonly with the help of this negative catalysis. Come to the next one, catalytic promoters. Catalytic promoters means what? To show the catalytic activity of a catalyst or to increases the catalytic property of a catalyst, we are going to use the help of some chemical substances, and those chemical substances acts as a promoters. For example, if you consider for the manufacture of ammonia, as I told you that we can use iron as a or finely divided iron pieces as a catalyst. In addition to that iron catalysts, we are going to add MO, that means molybdenum. That molybdenum which is used as a promoters. This promoter which can increases the catalytic property of that iron in the manufacture of ammonia. So let us know the definition of a promoter. What is a promoters means? A substance which increases the catalytic activity of the catalyst. These are called as what catalytic promoters. As I told you that the example that molybdenum which is used as a catalytic promoter with the iron catalyst in the manufacture of ammonia. Come to the next one, catalytic poisons. That means what? The chemical substances which can decreases the catalytic activity of the catalyst is called as catalytic poisons. Sometimes these will destroy the catalytic property of a catalyst also, or catalytic activity of a catalyst also. So the definition of catalytic poisons are a substance which decreases the catalytic activity of a catalyst is called as catalytic poisons. For example, in the manufacture of sulfuric acid, so this sulfuric acid we can able to use V2O5, vanadium pentoxide, as a catalyst. With that, if you are going to use hydrogen cyanide and carbon monoxide dust particles, these are acts as a catalytic poisons. And these catalysis, it is important one. Catalysis can be classified into two types. The first one is homogeneous catalysis. Next one is heterogeneous catalysis. So this is the classification based on the physical states of reactants as well as the catalyst. If the physical states of the reactants as well as the catalyst, those are same, then these are called as what? Homogeneous catalysis. If the physical states of reactant as well as catalysts are different, then that is called as what? Heterogeneous catalysis. For example, you take a general reaction. In that general reaction, we are considered a solid reactant and we have taken liquid catalysts. Then it is a heterogeneous catalysis. If you consider a solid reactants and also solid catalyst, then it is called as what? Homogeneous catalysis. Okay, let us consider homogeneous catalysis first. A catalytic reaction in which the catalyst and the reactants are present in the same phase, same physical phase, same physical state, called as homogeneous catalysis. For example, oxidation of sulfur dioxide to trioxide. That means what? Sulfur trioxide in the presence of nitric oxide. You take this example. It is the sulfur dioxide plus O2. That means what? Oxidation of sulfur dioxide which gives rise to sulfur trioxide. So for this reaction, chemical reaction or catalytic reaction, we are considered nitric oxide as a catalyst. You consider the physical states of these two reactants. Sulfur dioxide, it is a gas. Oxygen, it is a gas. Nitric oxide, it is also gas. So that means what? The physical states of these reactants and catalyst, these are same. Then it is called as what? Homogeneous catalysis. Okay, let us consider one more example. Let us consider ethyl acetate. Hydrolysis of ethyl acetate. Hydrolysis of ethyl acetate. Look at here. It is what? Ethyl acetate. And this is called as what? Water. This is aqueous in the liquid. It is also liquid. So this hydrolysis of ethyl acetate which gives rise to acetic acid and ethyl alcohol. So for this catalytic reaction, we are used diluted H2SO4 as a catalyst. You look at the physical phases as well as physical states of these reactants and the catalyst. Ethyl acetate, it is in the aqueous medium, that means liquid. water it is in the liquid, dilute H2SO4 it is also in the liquid form. So that means what? Both the physical states of reactants as well as catalysts are in the same phase, then it belongs to what is that homogeneous catalysis. Come to the next one, that heterogeneous catalysis. So as I told you that if the physical states of the catalyst as well as reactants are in the different phase, then this is called as a heterogeneous catalysis. Look at here, a catalysis reaction or a catalytic reaction in which the catalysts and the reactants are in the different phase is called as a heterogeneous catalysis. For example, if you consider for the manufacture of ammonia, we know that when a nitrogen gas combines with hydrogen gas, it gives rise to ammonia in the presence of iron. Here the physical state of iron is solid and the physical states of the gases or reactants are gases. See, these are the gases and it is a solid. Then the physical states are different. Then these are called as heterogeneous catalysis. Next, the oxidation of sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide in the presence of platinum. So the gases sulfur dioxide plus oxygen combines to give sulfur trioxide is also gas. You consider the physical states of the reactants and physical state of the platinum. Platinum it is in the solid state. These two are in the gaseous state. So that means what, these two having different physical state, then these are called as what? Heterogeneous catalysis. Come to the next one, that oxidation of ammonia into the nitric oxide in the presence of platinum in Ostwald's process. One information I will tell you. Ostwald's process is a process for the manufacture of nitric acid from the ammonia. In that, the first step is that ammonia should undergo oxidation in the presence of platinum to give rise to nitric oxide. Further, nitric oxide is converted into nitrogen dioxide, that is next converted into nitric oxide acid. So you look at here, for this ammonia it is gas, oxygen it is gas, platinum is solid. So that means what? These two are in the different physical state. Then it is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. For example, next, hydrogenation of vegetable oils in the presence of finely divided nickel as a catalyst. It is also the example for heterogeneous catalysis. It is very, very important one. The definitions and examples of homogeneous catalysis and heterogeneous catalysis. Okay, dear students, the next concept is importance of catalysts, important features of catalysts. So catalysts, these are having its own important features. These should have its own important characteristics. Which are those? Means the first one is activity of a catalyst, selectivity of a catalyst, specificity of a catalyst. So these are important, three important features of a catalyst. Which are those? Activity of a catalyst, selectivity of a catalyst, and third one is specificity of a catalyst. These are very, 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 very important one. So for that, you should know this in a very good manner.